Listen, if you're at home and you are busy braaiing and you need a giant garlic bread, you've got to try this recipe out that we're going to be making, okay? You use a loaf of bread. Typical, standard, normal South African loaf of bread. It is soft, it's garlicky, it's got all the crunchiest of crusts that you can imagine, and Dumi is making it for us. She's going to show us how to do that. Dumi, garlic bread, often people think it's going to be complicated. You have to bake it from scratch.
Not only am I the budget queen, I am one of those chefs that likes to find shortcuts.
Shortcuts, always welcome in my home.
Yeah, and I feel like shortcuts are the right way, because you don't want to make cooking or making a meal something that is labor intensive.
It mustn't feel like a chore.
No, I mustn't feel like, oh my gosh, and now I must still wait another 3 hours, and then I must still go get this. Oh, but I'm missing this now. Oh, I needed 16 ingredients.
Yeah, the thing is, when you are hosting people for a braai at your house, often you have, I mean, the aunties, they've all brought their kids, the neighbors want in on all of the action. If you think about it, this is the perfect thing to do that'll still have everyone covered.
Let the meat be the most expensive part of your menu, so you can indulge there. But everything else, highway easy.
Let's make it.
I'm started here. I've started grating up my garlic.
Into what?
Into our butter. It's very softened. I want you to see how soft it is. I made sure that I left it at room temperature.
Yeah.
Take it out in the morning if you have to. Go to work. Do your thing. What's on the menu, all of that. And then when you come home, you know that your butter will be nice and soft. And the reason I'm emphasizing butter, you could use margarine, as you could, but I mean, I'm just saying, if you want the decadent flavor, if you want that mixture of butter and garlic coming through on that garlic bread, then use butter.
It's that richness that you are looking for. Okay, so you are mixing the garlic, which you are grating into the butter. I imagine that the next step would be to make sure that it all comes together as thoroughly as possible.
Yes, but what I want to show you is, as you can see, look at this. It's basically a paste. So the reason I've used a microplane and the reason we're grating it and making sure it's nice and smooth is because we want those juices that come from the garlic, because that's where the flavor also is. So it intensifies the flavor of our garlic butter right now.
Could I use a grated butter or cut up and grated? You know those that you get at the shops?
Store-bought ones.
Yeah.
I don't want to come for anyone. You can. But there's something very nice about using fresh garlic that you've just chopped up now, that you've just grated now, because the flavor is pungent and strong. The other thing about those ingredients that you get from the stores is that there's a lot of stuff put in them, man. There's a lot of preservatives. Yeah, so they also minimize the amount of flavor and intensity you want in what you're making.
So if you didn't have the time and you could only just do that, go for it. But most ideal is what you're seeing
Most ideal is what we've got here.
Okay, cool.
And just for extra flavor, I've added a bit of herbs as well to make sure we give our garlic bread.
What herbs have you got in there?
All I had in the fridge, we had some coriander, and then we had some thyme as well. So I decided let's add them in here, because they also work very well in a garlic bread. But before I go too far, because this is something that Jay taught me.
Where's Jay?
There was one time I was planning a dinner and I'd forgotten.
Jay, what the heck?
We live in South Africa, so anything could happen. And then Jay actually gave me a tip about how to be able to make your garlic bread, even come on, learn a braai, which is what we love to do. So I'm not going to say much. I'm just going to hand over to Mr. G over here.
Oh, what the heck have you got now, Jay?
No, so you know where this came from, right? I've often bought garlic bread, and it's a mission to actually break apart, because, you know, after it's dried, to try and cut it, it becomes quite difficult. This is a great way because it's so great for sharing. It's already pre-sliced.
Yes.
You get that on the braai, you do it, lekker, crispy. Everyone gets a nice slice. There's no fighting. There's no fighting with the bread.
Well, no one's saying, you got a big piece. I have got a small piece here.
So, and there's really no method to this. You're really just wrapping the whole entire loaf with that gorgeous garlic butter between the layers, wrapping it in the foil. And this is a great way because it gets it nice and crispy.
Okay, so I'm going to pass all this to you.
Miss Dumi, is our slices of bread, are they buttered on both sides?
They're buttered on both sides. We're going to butter them on both sides, on the top, on the sides, on the front of the loaf. Every single part of it will be soaked in our garlic butter.
Beautiful. Okay, so I want to see some of that butter going on the sides, because I don't want us to skimp on this one.
You
but I love the outcome.
I did.
I love it.
The outcome, because look at what it looks like. It's also golden. You wouldn't expect this from these slices of bread, which I think is quite genius what the guys have done here.
So let me hold that for you.
We've made the process of getting this recipe really simple for you at home. Go on our site, afternoonexpress.co.za. You'll be inspired by how many recipes are there. Some of them that we've made even today that will marry really well and come together nicely with this one.
Okay.
Look at that.
So you've got your beautiful loaf, buttered everywhere between the layers, and we're just going to close it nice and tightly, like a little present.
And then this will go in the oven?
Preferably on the fire, because that direct heat is just what you're looking for with the garlic bread. But in an oven, 200 degrees for about an hour.
Okay,
nice
that's
and roasted,
long, isn't it?
On a baking tray. There you go.
And then in the fire, boom.
And all our camping friends, this is a great idea for you too. Out in the woods after hiking. Great idea.
Love it. Love your work, guys. You know what? The ultimate braai superstars here. Stay tuned for some fantastic music still coming your way and a gorgeous, gorgeous celebration cake, everybody. This looks good.